Hi, my name is Daniel Sussman. I'm from Harmonix Music. We're here at Gamescom 2015 talking about Rock Band 4.
So why now in terms of bringing Rock Band back?
There are really two things that need to come together for us to even consider bringing Rock Band back. And one is, creative drive. We really wanted to have a creative design that we were confident in, that we wanted to, it's like we're creators at Harmonix, and, for us, it's not worth doing unless we feel like there's going to be a fun game to make, and so we have a feature set that we feel is very innovative and very interesting and builds on a really strong foundation, and so that's one thing. And then on the other hand, we wanted to make sure that there was a group of people who cared, and we're making this game for a community of music gamers who really care about quality, who have been pestering us for 5 years to make another Rock Band, and so here we are, and those two things come together. It makes it an easy call for the studio to, put a team on this and get to work.
What role has the advancements in technology over the last 5 years played in what you guys have been able to do?
There's a lot happening on the Xbox One and the PS4, just in terms of our ability to do really fun things in sound design, which is kind of a cornerstone of what we're doing with Rock Band 4. And then just visually, I think we have this fantastic presentation that is super atmospheric and immersive. Atmospheric lights, with stage effects and fire and smoke and like all of the kind of fantastic things that you want to see when you go to a rock show. And so we're playing pretty strongly to, I think, the strengths of 8th gen consoles.
You were one of the original creators of the original Guitar Hero back in the day. We saw music have a meteoric rise and then a really sharp crash. What have you guys learned from that as you head into this game?
Well, so a few things, it's like, I think the crash of the music game is largely exaggerated. One of the things that we see just through our day-to-day is, when we look at our server stats, there are hundreds of thousands of people who are still playing Rock Band 3. I don't think it went away as far as people assume it did. Even while I think it was very healthy for there to be a break in the action, but really, I think about Rock Band as catering to a fantasy that has been ever present since like forever. It's like the dream of being creative, of playing music, of performing rock and roll is something that is a huge part of human culture, regardless of where you live or what time you grew up or whatever. So, I think, when I think about music games in general, there have been some very successful music games in the last 3 years, even while Rock Band has taken a break. And, I think we have an opportunity to bring Rock Band back in a huge way because this fantasy is so accessible and so vibrant, and, and I think we do a really good job of delivering the goods. It's like when you're thinking about the fantasy of playing music, with your friends, I think Rock Band is a very pure introduction to that, and a lot of the features that we have developed for Rock Band 4 are a return to roots, a return to that core fantasy of, musical interaction, playing songs that you know and love, playing songs that you're learning for the first time, but really performing for your friends, for your bandmates, and really getting into the music.
And over that 5 years, now all of a sudden, gamers will have a choice again between Rock Band and Guitar Hero. What do you feel differentiates this franchise?
Well, for me, I have always viewed Rock Band as the best-in-class rock simulation game in the industry. Quality is a hallmark of Harmonix. It's something that we are obsessive about, and I think especially here in Europe, where I feel like a lot of gamers are not as aware of the fact that there are choices in the category as they are in the US, for example. I think it's really important for folks to know that, if you're looking for a quality music game experience, you owe it to yourself to give Rock Band a shot.
Talk a little about the music. You guys have focused a lot on some of the music coming out in this game.
So, music selection is one of the most exciting and hotly debated components of making any rock band, and we've got a team of folks, including me and Eric actually, who have been discussing and arguing about what music should be on this game with a couple of folks on the team, and I think what we have is one of the strongest soundtracks we've ever put together. It's got great music from folks like Elvis Presley to Queens of the Stone Age to Rush. We've got Dream Theater in the game for the people who just can't get enough of like hard drums and guitar. We have so much music. We also have a lot of music that I'm really excited about from a bunch of younger artists that are sort of just coming onto the scene now. Folks like Benjamin Booker, who I'm like a huge fan of. And I think, when I think about what makes a good rock band soundtrack, it has to cover a handful of bases. Everything's got to play really well. That's kind of the top filter criteria for me, is like, if it doesn't play well, sorry, we're not interested, And then two, we really want to make sure that we're representing breadth, both in terms of, time, we want great music that spans the history of rock and roll, and also geography. We want to make sure that, regardless of whether you're, from Germany, whether you're from France, whether you're from, Pacific Northwest, or whether you're from Boston or whatever, that like there's music that and can relate to. And, that's part and parcel sort of, what we put on the disc, and it's also how we approach our DLC catalog, which has over 1,500 songs in it. There's so much music that can be associated with Rock Band, and it's obviously one of the things that kind of plays again to the strength of the platform. We've been very particular about kind of the music that we bring in, and I think we have more better music than anybody.